everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Inside the Polls. Some might ask, Danny, why are you wearing a suit? It's a big episode. It's our 5th episode. That's huge. And also, it's our first episode without Mike Braun. Today I'm here with Matt Amori, John Cyril. Guys, how we doing today? Good to have you back.
Yeah.
Good to be back, boys.
Yeah.
So, as I said, today is the first episode in the history of Inside the Polls without
Miss you, Mikey.
Big Mike, without Savage Mike. Mike, shout out you. He's very busy with work.
Yep.
Clearly, he doesn't think too highly of us if he's gonna, But JetBlue, he's got to get JetBlue back functioning.
Yeah.
So, since last time we spoke, it's been 7 days. Has anything changed? No, COVID's still a big deal. We're still trapped inside of our houses.
Making progress.
But what did you say?
We're making progress, though.
We're making progress. We're slowly starting to get back to a thought of civilization.
Yep.
MLB dropped the plan. We're going to get into that later. We're not even going to talk about that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dinos, guys. The Dinos at 1 a.m.
Electric Factory.
Mm-hmm.
The,
Aaron Altair, your boy Aaron Altair, is a big key part to that team.
New
6-1.
New segment on Inside the Polls. We're going to have the Aaron Altair moment of the week. The Dinos batted around twice in 1 inning, and Aaron Altair stepped up to the plate 2 times 1 inning. Stepped up to the plate 2 times 1 inning. And what did he do? Of course, he goes 0 for 2. Typical Aaron Altair moment. He hit a home run, I think, in his first or second at bat of the season. I am personally guaranteeing you that he will get no more than one more hit the entire season.
I think Altair makes a run at the KBO MVP. You know, he's a veteran in the MLB. Big power bat. Great contact hitter from the left side of the plate. No, just let him get hot. Don't let him get hot.
He's on the way. He's on the way to being MVP.
And then KBO Manager of the Year, former national superstar manager Matt Williams. Don't forget about him.
Oh, he's coaching over there?
He is. He's definitely he's in. He might be coaching the Dinos. I really don't know.
I don't know.
He's
The Dinos
coaching
are
one of the
6-1.
teams, right? He's coaching one of the teams.
He's coaching one of the teams. Yeah, he's famous for the. Matt Williams is famous for his national postseason collapses and having Jonathan Papelbon and Bryce Harper literally kick the living crap out of each other in the dugout in 2015.
How many teams are in the KBO?
Somebody's phone keeps on pinging in my ear.
It's my brother and sister keep deciding to blow up my laptop. I'm gonna try to get
combo.
No, I didn't think you guys could hear it.
No,
So
but
there's-
the Dinos is like they're like the Yankees. The
There's
Yankees
10 teams in the KBO?
How many teams?
10.
10. That's it?
Yeah, I guess so.
The Dinos are like on Yankee Twitter are all Dinos fans. I don't know what
Yeah.
Mets Twitter is.
Yeah.
Do you
Me
know
neither.
about Mets Twitter? I'm
I
pretty
think-
sure Red Sox
honestly-
Twitter are Twins fans.
I don't.
Which team is the
Dinos.
Twins?
I'm with the Dinos. To be honest with you, good name. They got my boy Altair on the team.
Well,
Possibly Matt Williams.
I don't think you could be with the Dinos though.
Why not?
You don't ride with us.
You can't.
But what if it's since there's only 10 teams? What if all of New York is just riding with the Dinos? You know?
Oh, that's valid.
No, the Mets have to root.
New York
Met fans
Unite.
have to root for the worst teams.
Yeah, so the Dinos are 6-1 in first place, and the defending champion Doosan Bears are
Okay,
4-3.
so Matt Williams is the manager of the Tigers.
Which team is that?
They stink.
A team with a few Japanese guys on it, I think.
Yeah, but what's the Tigers like?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, as Cyril,
You know what?
for those of you who don't know, Cyril is actually in California right now.
You lagged a little bit.
So he's lagging a little bit. As you can see, we've the show has made its way to the East Coast, which is huge for us.
West Coast.
Sorry,
Big difference.
we've been on the East Coast. Sorry, guys. We've been on the East Coast. Now we've made our way to the West Coast, which is huge. So yeah, Matt Williams is the manager of the Tigers. I'm gonna get the record right now on the KBO Tigers. Cyril,
what city are they from? I would be able to help you.
they're 4-4. Now, typical Matt. That's what you'd
Oh,
expect out of Matt
Oh,
Williams.
Here they are. KIA.
South Korea.
All I know that if you bet the over in almost every game, you're gonna win a lot of money.
Mhm.
It makes sense.
That's right.
The pitch is not great, and the
There's
hitting.
also been an insane amount of comebacks in that league.
So that's why the
that
pitch
one
is
night,
bad.
that one night when the Dinos like made that sick comeback, that was like there was another game that was like 10-1, and the team came back and won like 11-10 in like 12 innings.
That's electric, honestly. That's why they're
Yeah.
pulling everybody too. You know.
Yeah.
It's really, it's got to be good for you because like now that the KBO is only on 11 o'clock in Cali, so like you really could like a lot of people don't want to stay up till like 1 o'clock to watch it, but like if it's on at 11 o'clock, like you're good.
Yeah.
It's like a normal out.
UFC lately. UFC's getting into it, so.
Oh, those
UFC,
fights are sick.
I really think UFC.
What was your opinion on that? What was your opinion on that? Watching the first time a sport has gone on without anyone in the stands.
For the UFC, that was actually their
no, that's not the first time.
Event. Yeah, the second event they had was.
No, the Mets do it all the time.
True, that's true.
No, seriously though, it was weird.
The UFC did an event in March when this all started blowing up. They had an event in Brazil with no fans, so this was the second one, and then they actually have one tonight again with no fans, and then another one Saturday.
There's UFC tonight?
Yeah, they're doing a midweek event. Yeah, same place, same arena.
Well, I think this is good that this is happening because UFC is kind of like shaping the way, saying like it could happen.
That's the point I was going to make because UFC setting an example of like what protocols and safety protocols you need to do, and I think it's actually helping like other leagues, like the NBA's now making all their adjustments. MLB's like has a plan ready to go now all of a sudden, like.
Yeah. So. Well, all right. So I mean,
hold on. Last night at like I went in my room at like 4 o'clock and I turned on ESPN and there was cornhole on. Have anybody caught that?
Yeah, they have that all the time on. It's electric.
Really?
Fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. It was pretty good. Bro, they're making everyone.
Yeah, it's so good.
How the fuck are they doing that? They were just flicking it. Like, but they weren't even trying. It was the sickest thing.
Yeah, no, they're crazy.
And this is 4 a.m. We're talking.
Yeah, it might have been actually 5:30. I was really late last night. Yeah,
That's like prime George Lopez hours at Nick and Night.
The sun was rising when I was going to sleep. Just put it that way.
All right, so I think we're going off the UFC stuff. That's a perfect way to get into the MLB's plan, right?
Absolutely. So let me pull that up here. So the MLB plan.
Shortened season.
82. Now we're gonna pretty much dissect every single category of this alleged proposal. So it's an 82 game season.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, pretty much. It's half a season. Universal DH doesn't matter. AL, NL.
That makes sense.
Having a DH that pays benefits for a lot of teams. That could
work. It makes it fair. It makes it fair.
Yeah.
I think.
14 teams will make the postseason.
Yep. Revenue
split of 50-50, and obviously a protocol for keeping players safe.
That's the first thing. They had a 90-minute meeting yesterday between the MLB and the Players Association, and they said they didn't even see. I was confused. Fox put out that they made the proposal. Maybe it got leaked, but I don't think the MLB made an official proposal to the MLB Players Association. I don't think, because I seen Joe Sermon said that there was no proposal made, and I see on Fox that they said there was.
I've seen both too.
From what
that's why I'm a little confused.
What Ken Rosenthal said yesterday, he said that they were all the players union and owners were meeting over Zoom.
I think they're submitting it, yeah.
So there was some type of meeting yesterday.
They're doing it today too.
Yeah. It's gonna take. It's not gonna be like a 2-minute thing. Like all right, that's fine. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. It might not happen. It might. I don't want to be like we don't want to be a source that's gonna tell you like they're gonna play and then a week later we find out that they're not playing. What we're telling you is this is the proposal. This is what may happen. We're not gonna tell you that it's happening because it's not. We don't know if it is. No one knows. And if anyone that says that this is happening is an idiot. It's that simple.
And another big thing that is important about the proposal that we spoke about last episode was the idea of the 3 divisions. They kind of like confirmed that would be the idea because they want to have the teams playing closer locations, like, and basically just match those teams up in those divisions. And then when playoffs happen, they worry about playoffs.
Yep.
At this point, I don't think they're worried about how they're going to play. They're worried about making it safe for everybody. Because I seen something yesterday. They said that they don't think they're going to be able to get enough testing to do it. And if they need enough testing, they said they're not going to be able to do it. They said they won't play without enough testing, and they said right now they do not have it. So I guess they're just bouncing off ideas
Yep.
Like
They're
if we do get testing,
exactly.
we
Yeah,
do
they're
this
trying
like
to find
that.
the right way to go about it before they
But
confirm anything.
but John Heyman did tweet that, so I don't know. He's terrible.
He's out there.
He's such a bad follow on Twitter. It's funny, but he's bad. He just like tweets the obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there was another thing I seen, another article that the MLB tested 5,600 employees
Yeah, I saw
for
that.
the
workers-
antibodies test. So
Yeah.
not the actual test, the antibodies test to see if you had it,
Yeah.
and only 0.7 had it.
Yeah.
That's only 60 people out of 5,600.
That's a good start, I guess.
I think that's a bad thing. If you think
60
about it.
is like 60 is kind of a lot though. Like,
No, I'm not even saying it like that. I'm saying, do you think it's a bad thing that less people had it already? Because they're saying you can't get it twice? Or you think it would be better if like 4,000 of those people had it and recovered from it and everything?
I feel like if 4,000 had it, the MLB wouldn't even consider starting up.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I feel like it's better if you have it already, though. Then they say you can't get it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
they're
still,
saying
for
you
that,
can't
though.
get it again, but like I also like I'm not gonna name drop here, but like I do know someone that that tested positive, negative, and then positive again. So
Yeah,
I mean
so-
that
That's what I'm saying. No one knows if you could get it again or not. That's just like everyone's saying, like if you get it.
But one of them, that negative was probably false.
it could have been false. It definitely could have been false. Because like again, only like 65% of the tests are accurate, but like
Yeah.
What do you think about? You said it last week on the episode last week. You said universal DH, and they said that's what they're going with. Why do you think they're going with the universal DH? What's it make the difference? You know? Oh, because never mind. Forget that because they're playing NL and AL teams in one division.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's
fair.
get some thoughts on the 82 game season here. What do we think? What do we think about that? Is that legit?
Is it creditable if you win the World Series?
I don't know. I was thinking that yesterday.
I think
I
it
want
is.
to make it. You think about where you could think about teams of where they were in the first half compared to the second half of last season. I'm going to give you an example. The Mets were 11 games under 500 at the end of the first half.
Made that crazy run.
The Pirates were only 2. So going into the second half, the Pirates were a better baseball team than the Mets. The Pirates only won 23 games in the second half.
Well, oh my God, I didn't know that.
Instead of the 43 they won in the first half. So therefore, if that's the case, teams get hot for first half for halves of the season all the time. It happens. It literally happens every season. One team is very good in the first half and then terrible in the second half, or very bad in the first half and fantastic in the second half. It happens all the time.
It's baseball, man.
It's exactly baseball. So like, if this is the case last year, the Pittsburgh Pirates are a postseason team.
But the Nationals aren't.
And the Nationals.
If you think of it, I'll give you the stat. In the last 25 seasons, there has been 5 teams that weren't in the playoffs when it was the 80 game mark that made it to the playoffs.
The halfway mark.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was a confusing stat. The halfway, like the Nationals, they weren't to make the playoffs halfway through last year. They don't win the World Series.
I think the main argument that I think is like baseball season has so much to do with like the length of it and how your season is going to play out with injuries and trading and stuff like that. I feel like a shortened season could take like one injury could take away a person's whole season. That's like my first thing.
Nationals
like an injury.
What?
Nationals would have been a playoff team.
They would have?
Yeah, they were 4 games over at the time. Oh, but that's when they started to come back.
I don't know. I heard a stat the other day that they were the 11th team, just missing the playoffs.
Maybe, but they were 4 games over 500. I'm saying now because only 14 teams are making it. So like this year they would.
I just feel like a short season kind of takes away the whole like injury affecting the team, players getting hurt and recovery time.
A lot of people will make the argument that baseball season is too long. You know, 102 games, but it is 162 games for a reason. It literally everything turns out perfectly over. That's why it's 162 games for reasons like that. Teams get hot in the first half. 162 games is enough to tell if a team is a real team or a fake team. That's it.
This
Obviously,
is
I would hope
this
so.
is one thought that has been it might be very unrealistic, but the one thought that has been in my head with this whole 82 game season, I like keep having this idea that like teams like Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Detroit, like these teams in an 82 season have no reason to even try to compete. They're never going to make the playoffs unless they have a miracle run. So the idea of like tanking, like you would do in other sports, just keeps coming in my head. Like, why would these teams that know they're not have no chance with a
Even
shortened
why
season,
would they try?
they would just jump on the opportunity and try to lose as many games as possible and get a good pick. That's
Yeah.
what I keep thinking. It might be crazy to say that, but
or they could, or a team could get hot for half a season. You know, like
exactly.
it could go either way.
Like for example, like the Yankees could go out and have a bad start like they did last year, and they
Yeah.
cannot, and they could not recover, and the Rays could freaking
Yeah.
win that part, and the Yankees not miss the playoffs. And you know, during a freaking 162 game season, I don't want to sound biased, but like with the team they have now, they're not going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they get to a bad if they get to a bad like 25 game start,
Yeah.
and they go like freaking,
That's another very good
they
point.
go like 10 and 15, that's a hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
It's a lot of work to do
I
in a
think
short
it's
amount
legit,
of time.
but I think it's legit if you win the World Series. 80 games is a lot of games.
80
Yeah.
games is a lot of games. I'm not saying it's not credible because there's still a postseason. You know, like that's
Yeah, no, yeah. You still have to do a lot.
there's still a proper postseason bracket. So like,
They
let's
added
be honest.
teams.
So if the Marlins, for example, for somehow, some way, they had a phenomenal first half, right? The truth will come out in the playoffs. You know, in the bracket when they're going against like
14 teams. How would that even work in the playoffs? 2 different wildcard games
probably that's like
or each side.
I'm guessing one team would get a bye.
Also, how would they dictate the World Series and stuff? Because they're going to combine AL and NL teams. How are they deciding?
Yeah, that obviously there's a plan for that because they wouldn't post something, and if they
I
didn't
just
plan
thought
it
of
out,
that.
but they just don't want to. They just
thought of
haven't.
that.
They
They didn't say the full
haven't
plan.
brought that out.
Because what if
Yeah.
the AL is like nasty and the NL teams all stink, and you have like a bad team as like the 1 seed on the NL side?
Yeah, it's like
Well, it's not going to be an AL.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are they even going to do it? That's curious.
The only way I don't think that the World Series could be creditable is like if they do something stupid and do like a tournament like March Madness shit. I wouldn't want them to call it a World Series. But that was like early talks, like they were gonna do that shit. And I was like, honestly, don't even play at that point.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that shit.
home run
I
derby.
don't want to watch that
innings and
shit.
stuff.
That if they start doing that.
That
like,
was mid-March
don't play.
talk, and me and you, this is before the podcast. This is before the show came back. And me and you were like, we said to each other, we're like, if that's the case, like we don't even want baseball. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that shit.
I'd rather watch a game on MLB The Show than that.
Another crazy thing to think about is like 82 seasons. Like at that point, like Matt said, like you have to dig yourself out of a hole if you start off bad. But like basically every game counts. You have to strategize like every single game. Like it's important.
Every game. Listen, in baseball, games in April are obviously just important as games in October. But this is to a different extent. Opening day is like opening day is like towards the end of the season at this point.
You can't go on a little skit like Matt said. You can't go on a little 2-3 game skit and be like, all right, we'll bounce back. Like you gotta figure it out. Like you have to
figure it out. You can't afford 5-game losing streaks.
Yeah, exactly. So
because
Mets would be solid 11-0 start. That'll
every
play.
year they would have a head start. The MLB would just give them that 11-0 start, knowing they're gonna do it.
See, honestly, like I don't know because like the Mets always start off well in April, but the Mets like are also a terrible May and June team. They are.
But
they are a fantastic July, August, and September team. Every year.
You call them fantastic? What was their record?
They were like 20 games over 500 in the second half or something. They had like
August and September.
They had like a over like 650 winning percentage, something like that.
The second half last year.
Mets were very good in the second half.
Like I didn't even realize until like you were like getting so into it. Like, yo, the Mets might make the playoffs. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You gotta think they only finished 3 games back of the Brewers of a playoff spot.
Tango.
They were 11 games under 500 at the deadline. 11 games.
I remember Tango was at a game. It was a game Todd Frazier hit the 3-1 home run.
That was one of the sickest.
Tango sent a Snapchat out, and he said it was the best day of his life.
First and
I
Nats.
I haven't been that excited. I haven't
You were
heard that
pumped.
statement like that in years.
Wait,
You
first
were-
and Nats, that game off Doolittle?
Yeah, that was
That was-
insane.
I was
Great.
hyped because I had the Nationals in that game.
Six.
And he tied it up in the ninth inning with 2 outs. I'm pretty sure with 3-1 home run. I was fucking pissed.
Dude, the
I was
Mets
so-
were
six-
magical.
The Mets had
Alonso put
5
out
hits. The Mets had 5 hits through 8, and they hit Doolittle for 6 hits in the ninth inning.
Alonso put up that like let's go fucking Mets thing, and the Mets just went off.
They went off.
Asking the fans to come out and support, and they just went off.
They never say die Mets. They were calling them.
And
Yeah.
then the day after, bro, the day after they're down 3-2 they're down 3-2 in
Dude,
the
they had like
eighth,
miracles.
and Louis Guillorme hits a game-tying home run. Like
Really?
guy never hit a ball more than 150 feet in his life, and he just
I remember that.
Hit
I
a
remember that.
hit a
yeah
bomb.
3-8.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Mets.
it was-
Now that I think of it, the Mets were good in the second half.
Yeah, they were really
They
good.
they ended the season with a walk off, right? Did
Yeah,
they? Don Smith, right? Yeah, but
they played well in the second half. They definitely did.
Is that a good bridge to the next segment, or you want?
no, hold on.
No,
There's one more thing about the proposal that
Go ahead.
every team, government, state government
Yes. Yeah.
have approval for.
That could be problems too.
That's a problem for New York.
Yeah, but imagine Yankees and Mets don't play a single home game the whole time.
Where would they go?
possible.
But like,
Or
see,
maybe-
that's the stuff
where would they
that's
go?
that's the logistics that doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like if it's gonna be like Cuomo saying no, then I feel like the season just won't happen.
Yeah, I think especially if a governor like Cuomo or the governor
Shuts
of
it
like
down, like,
California
yeah.
says like no way, like California is what
Bro,
5, 6 baseball teams,
Yeah, LA just shut down for another 3 months.
3 months. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
stay at home order.
I don't understand how it could happen
So
because you can't have your players living in Los Angeles.
They got three. They got 3 teams in California, right?
The Angels.
Los
4:
Angeles,
Athletics, the
Angels,
Dodgers, and San Francisco.
Yeah, I
So
don't
4
know why I
teams
said 6.
4 teams in Cali.
the 2 LA
Four
teams,
teams.
Oakland and San Francisco.
That's insane revenue. That's like that's the biggest
And
baseball
LA County literally just shut
in the
down for
world.
another 3 months.
Yeah. If like 25 teams, governments, state governments approved it, and 5 teams didn't, do you think they would scrap it, or do you
I
think they
think
would try to?
if it's a government like California, then they'd probably say like if it's a government like Seattle, when like there's one team there, like they'll be like all right whatever. But if it's a big revenue city like California, Chicago, New York,
They
then,
need
like,
those cities.
you need them. You need them.
But it's
So,
not
like,
like
keep them
it's not
on
like
board.
they're gonna make any crazy revenue anyway with no fans.
They're gonna
Exactly.
be doing a lot of TV because
It's
there's gonna
basically
be so much people watching.
it all comes down to the politicians being like using their power the way they want to use their power.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what it comes down to.
I think the government wants to open up and they want to play, so I think they're gonna do anything they. The government
Trump's all about getting sports
Trump
playing.
wants
helps
sports
the
back.
economy. It helps the economy, so I think they'll do everything they could.
His first priority is getting all these sports back because he says it's going to help set an example for how you get people back at offices and people back at school. So
Could
you
go
see-
sports Trump train.
I think it was Twitter today. All Twitter employees are gonna be working from home permanently. For I seen that on Twitter today. I was like, that's pretty cool.
that's
But-
cool.
But anywho,
And how about the universal DH? What do we like? That's going to benefit some teams if this happens. Like the Mets, that would incredibly benefit the Mets. They'd
I
have
think
you know,
benefits
it will make better.
everyone.
I think the universal DH makes baseball better. I feel like I'm sick of seeing pitchers that can't hit. I know some pitchers like Mad Bum and a couple of pitchers
Yeah.
can hit. But I
like
don't-
you have pitchers that can hit. Matt Baum's a beast. Syndergaard's pretty good with the stick. DeGrom's pretty good with the stick.
would you rather see Mad Bum hit or say? Would you rather see a freaking big power hitter guy?
Yeah,
like
I'd rather
Bill
see
Stanley?
the one team's 9 best hitters versus the other
See, like,
team's 9 best
I'm-
hitters.
I like both. Like I like seeing pitchers hit, but also
Yeah.
I also don't want 38-year-old Robinson Cano playing second base because that just creates a hole. It's just like now, like if we have a DH this year, Cespedes will be able to play. He's probably going to play, but he would be able to 100% play. Cano, instead of you can move stuff around, and say like, all right, instead I have to put Cano at second because we want him in the lineup, and now like it makes everything a
Also-
little easier.
Also,
like,
I think it,
And
definitely benefits
McNeil.
the Mets. Yeah,
McNeil can
Lowry.
play second. McNeil can play his position, right? Second
Yeah.
base.
and then you'd have the Mets would have Cespedes. Mets have options of Cespedes, Cano, Dom Smith, and Jed Lowry all at DH. Because you don't want to put Dom Smith in left field. Dom Smith can hit, but Dom Smith in left field is a freaking disaster.
And I think it helps. I think it helps, like, show, like, it'll give a good idea of, like, if the NL should permanently do it, or, like, how baseball is compared to what it usually is, like, going off the little DH for everyone. It could help, like, show.
It makes
like,
teams better.
Yeah.
It makes
It
teams
could
a
show,
lot
like,
better.
if you want to keep it or you want to just move on how it is, like, DH in the NL. So.
Yeah, I agree.
That's been an argument for a while.
It's been an argument for a while. I do think that baseball, and then honestly, if there's a season this year and they go with the universal DH, I think that's going to be it. I think it'll
stick. Yeah,
I think it'll stick.
You think it'll stick?
Manfred has been wanting to take that direction for a while. He's been wanting to go. It's
been such a topic of discussion, like, so much.
I wish he would say, all right, I'd rather see a DH in the NL than a pitcher having to face 3 batters before he can come out of the game. That's the 3 batter rule is honestly the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard.
I think so too.
It defeats the whole purpose of baseball. Like, you look at kids on the Valiant team. There was literally, we're not gonna name people here, but there was one kid on that roster that was literally just to face one lefty a game. You know exactly who I'm talking about. There are people that have been brought up in baseball to literally face a lefty or two in an inning and then get taken out of the game. You can't, what am I going to do? I'm not going to put in Darren O'Day, right? Or something like that. And then but even though they're not specialists, but someone like that, Pedro Feliciano, 2008, 9, 10, 11 Mets. Perfect example. He was a lefty specialist. He couldn't face righties, but he would come in the game, he'd get his lefty out, and he'd get taken out of the game. Now, I'm gonna bring Pedro in to face Bryce Harper, and then he's got to face, I'm just throwing names, Machado and Pete Alonso next, that's can't have that. You don't even know what to do with that point.
Hold on. It's not only 3 batters. You have to face 3 batters or finish an inning. Say a pitcher goes 6.2 innings and there's a lefty coming up, you put that lefty pitcher in, you could take him out the next inning. You don't have to.
But if he doesn't get out of it, he has to keep pitching.
Exactly.
Until he faces 3 batters.
Yeah. Which is
I don't mind it. But I would mind keeping it the same. But I don't mind if they change.
I don't
think seen it yet. That's the thing. We haven't seen it yet.
Exactly.
I'm going to go off this. When we're playing MLB The Show.
Yeah,
I can't pull a lefty after facing one batter. It makes me cringe. It gets me so angry.
They did it in the game.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I was literally gonna bring up that point.
That's the only thing I can. Yeah, that's the only thing I can go off of because that's the only piece we have.
And the announcers in the stupid video game talk about it all the time.
I can't imagine seeing it in real life.
Yeah.
And if the Mets put in Diaz, right? They got Diaz and Lugo warming up, and they're up 3-1. Diaz comes in, first batter gets the home run like he's known to do, and they're like, oh, all right, we got to put up with Diaz for 2 more batters. It's terrible. It's terrible. We're gonna move on to the next We're gonna move on to the next and final segment.
Hold on. I don't mind them switching. I watch baseball 10-hour games. I don't care. They're trying to appeal the wrong people. They're trying to freaking make it better for
people that don't watch.
Bro. Yeah. If you love the game of baseball, you'll watch it for as long. If you don't,
exactly. And you know what? And also, if I'm going to a postseason game and I'm paying $400, $500, $600 on a ticket, I don't want to be there for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want fast games. I hate fast games.
Me too.
I hate going to a game. It starts at 7 and I'm walking out of the stadium at 9.
I don't like spending money on a ticket and then 40 minutes into the game, it's already the 4th inning. That's
I like long games.
Unless it's a pitcher school. Fast games are good once in a while, but to make the game, if it's gonna be a fast game, let it happen naturally. You know what? Let the game take its actual course and play it how the game should be played. You know.
Yep.
Before we get into the next segment, I just want to. Did anybody see the picture of CC Sabathia?
Yeah.
I think is it photoshopped?
No, I don't think so, bro.
No way. The Daily News posted it.
UFC fighter CC Sabathia.
I don't know if you can edit in a picture, but I'm going to show my phone on the screen. If anybody's watching, look at him. He looks like a different person.
Yeah, he does.
His arms are huge.
I couldn't even, and the beard too. You're is that CC?
Yeah.
Bro. And people saying, I seeing comments on the pictures that people put up. Why didn't he be this body type when he pitched. Blah blah blah. Because he wasn't good when he was skinny.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was terrible.
He tried that after he got out of rehab. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Terrible.
And he was skinny and he was terrible. And he was like, I gotta. He was like, I have to pitch over 300 pounds. I can't pitch anything under 300 pounds.
Yep.
I think he pitched at like 320. He says.
Jeez.
So I don't know.
It's a unit.
Yeah.
All
right, so
unit now.
Last segment. It's kind of a funny one. It's kind of a good one. So Cirillo, Matt, big Yankee fans, as you can tell. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if anything they're wearing gives it away. Me.
Or the backgrounds.
Me, I'm kind of a Met fan. So we're gonna say our 3 most dreadful, worst moments that we've experienced as fans for our favorite teams. So we'll start with Cirillo. We'll work our way over to Matt, and then I'll wrap it up.
I'm gonna go last. Let me say this: we're not gonna pick moments like I'm not gonna pick a 2001 World Series, whatever, 2003 World Series. I didn't experience that. I was fucking 5 years old. I'm gonna pick recent, more recent, from like 2008, 7, like when I was 10.
Stuff that we could comprehend.
Yeah.
Stuff that I actually experienced. Just put it that way.
So I'll start. So 3 being my I guess the best worst moment, and then 1 being the worst of worst.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go from
personal
3
experience.
to 1.
So my third I had down was the Yankees signing Jacoby Ellsbury. I don't think not one good thing came out of that contract.
No.
When they first got him, I was like, okay, couldn't get. They gave him a ton of money. Mm-hmm. After, what was he, All-Star one time, and he was like second in the MVP race that one year.
He hit the year before we signed him. He had 45 home runs and like 130 RBI for the Red Sox. So when they signed him, I posted on Instagram. I was like, "Let's go, Ellsbury."
Yeah, no, I was
regret it.
You were like, time to take off those dirty Red Sox jersey or something like
How
that.
do you remember that?
I don't know. Okay, I just remember that because I think it was around the same time the Yankees signed Beltran too. I feel like.
I did say that. I definitely did say that.
Number 2.
Hold on, no, we're gonna go 3, 3, 3.
Oh,
2,
okay,
2,
yeah,
1, 1.
perfect.
Hey, you go between us then.
So my 3 is the first batter in the history of Citi Field. It's a 1-on-1 count. Mike Pelfrey's on the mound. Keep in mind, it's the first game in Citi Field. First batter to ever step in the box. First professional batter to ever step foot in the box. It's a 1-on-1 count, and it was a lefty. And he smokes one down the left field.
I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was either.
I remember. I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. But I just remember he smokes one down the line. Ball gets out, and then I was 11 years old, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, how does that even happen? First batter in the history of the stadium, and then you give up a home run? Like anything else?
Who gave the home run up?
Pelfrey.
Makes sense.
I don't even know why. I don't know why Santana wasn't pitching that game either. So
Johan Santana.
No,
Hold on. So before I go, I found a post. It's a picture of him. It says, "Welcome to New York, Ellsbury. Time to take that dirtbag jersey off and put on pinstripes." Right here for anybody that's watching. Right there.
Fire.
On my Instagram. But I was 2013, December 3rd was the date. So my number 3 worst experience as a Yankee fan was. I know you're gonna say people might say it's basic, but it's when the Yankees got eliminated by Boston, and I'll tell you why. Not only because we lost, but we won the wild card game. I was at the wild card game that year. The whole stadium was cheering. We want Boston, and then we go there. We lose the first game of Fenway. Win the second one. Judge makes the music or whatever, this and that. And then they come game 3, and they fucking score 16 runs on us, and fucking. Brock Holt, that little loser, fucking hits a cycle and shit, and that just like took us out. Like that just took so much out of me. I was like, fuck. And then game 4, we're losing the whole game. Gary comes up with bases loaded and hits the ball right to the fucking warning track. And if he would have hit that, I believe if he would have hit that home run, that game would have been over, and I think we would have won game 5 in Boston. Just because that probably would have took so much out of Boston and gave us more. No, but that's my. Top 3 worst moments because that hurt. That hurt a lot.
Tenga, I got the name for you of the first ever home run at Citi Field.
It's a no.
Jody Garrett of the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, Jody. Okay. Yeah, I knew he was on the Padres, and he's probably
It
only
was the
home
first. It was the first home run, hit, run, RBI at at City Field.
It was the first batter?
It was the leadoff hitter. Imagine that. Imagine that. It's like the first batter in the history of the stadium.
First.
Whole stadium's probably on their feet because the stadium just opened up and then everyone just sits back down like, all right.
Yeah, Mike Pelfrey has a lot of these records courtesy of him.
Mike Pelfrey is the GOAT.
First walk, Chase Headley, legend.
MVP.
Cirilla, what's your number 2?
All right, so my number 2, I think this is a personal one just because of how much I liked A-Rod. So I have A-Rod suspension in 2013, the 211-game suspension. That sucked because he already got popped for the roids once, and then this was the second time, and they really made sure they made an example out of him this time with 211 games. And then I think the worst part of it was he tried to appeal it, and they just were like, nah, and upheld it right away. Like,
was that when he met with the commissioner and everything, and then like right after that he got up and he got tight and he stormed out and stormed right to Mike Francesa's show? Was that time, or was that the first time he got caught? He stormed to Francesa's show, and why'd you take your suit jacket off?
Yeah, what?
Album change.
Okay. He stormed to Francesa's show and he was like, I don't know what just happened. I lost it. They're trying to paint me as a bad guy. I didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah.
It was probably the first time.
I think it was, because then the second time, I think he had made the apology and he was trying to turn his career around by admitting to his wrongs.
Second time he like appealed it at first, then they said nah, and that's when he came out and was like, yeah, I screwed up, like it's on me. He had a big press conference at spring training, I think it was, or whatever.
I wasn't a big A-Rod fan, so honestly, at the time I was probably like, all right, fuck him. He wants to cheat.
I think that's still the longest suspension in Major League Baseball history.
I thought it was 162. I didn't know it was a season in 450 games.
No, he missed a year and a half.
Yeah, it was nuts.
That is, and I feel like everybody probably thought that he was just going to retire after that, and he came back. He played one season.
Came back.
Was he missed half of 13 and 14, was it? And then he retired.
I think he missed. Yeah.
No, he retired at 16.
Yeah.
He retired.
I think he missed all of 13, half of 14, played 15, and then retired in 16. I think. I'm not sure.
Hold on. Let's see. I want to look it up right now because I wanted to make sure. He retired in 2016, so he was suspended in 14, all of 14, and he only played 44 games in 13. And he came back and played 151 games in 15, and in 16 they kind of made him retire. Not because of that, but they just made him retire. They wanted to bring up new guys, and the new guy that they brought up is our judge, Aaron Judge, our the next captain. And he came up, and the next day after A-Rod retired that final game, him and Austin hit back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, we went to Applebee's, remember? And I told him it was your birthday.
No, that wasn't that day.
All right, Matt, your second one, Matty boy.
You went already? Okay. Yeah. My second one is when we got eliminated from the Astros in 2017. It hurt so much that year because we didn't expect nothing that year.
Yeah, and then we
were
just
so close. Rebuild, and then we got we made the playoffs. We snuck in the wild card game. We went down the wild card game 3-0. Didi hit the home run, win the wild card game. Go freaking ALDS. Go down 2-0 against the best team in baseball at the time. They won 22 games that season in a row.
Yeah.
Indians. Go down 2-0, especially after we lost Game 2. The way we lost Game 2, we were up 8-3.
Grand Slam was insane.
We gave up 8-3, and
that was
you were at my house for that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was.
Girardi didn't believe Gary that the guy tipped it into his glove or whatever.
Yeah.
What's his job that game?
And Lindor hit the home run that next batter. I was fucking furious. I was mad at who gave the home run, Chad Green.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was mad at him because it hit off the pole. It was sick, whatever. We lost that game. Then, now we fucking win that next game, Game 3, 1-0. I'm pretty sure. Greg Bird home run.
We beat Kluber twice, I think, right?
We beat Kluber in Game 3 and 5. I'm pretty sure. No, we beat him once.
Yeah.
And it was game
And
5.
he was like
home runs.
best pitcher in MLB like that couple of years.
So then we got through that series. We won, whatever, and moves to fucking ALCS. Astros, one of the best teams in baseball that year. Also, go down 2-0 again. Go to Yankee Stadium, win the next 3. I was at game 5 when we won. After we won, walking out the stadium, like you just felt it. Like we're going.
I
win.
went to like almost every game of that postseason.
Me too.
That's when we were like, you were going every single night. I was literally walking out. Because when you were at the games, Matt, I was watching the game. Like when Matt wasn't at the games, I'd be watching the game at Matt's house, and then I'd come back. I'd come back to Tenny, and then me and you would just be hanging out. And you'd be telling me about everything. Like it was sick. Like I wasn't. I'm not a Yankee fan, but that was a sick postseason run.
You got to see me. I have a video of me and you celebrating after they beat Cleveland, and me just screaming. I'm like, yes.
2017 World Series chance, baby.
Hold on, let me finish it real quick. And then after walking out game 5, bro, I was like, damn, we're going to the World Series. I didn't expect it.
Me too.
The whole stadium felt it. You could just feel it, you know?
Yeah.
You see how everybody was walking out chanting and shit. And we go lose back-to-back games.
Yeah, because
it fucking stung, bro. It stung terribly, bro. Like the game 7 day was my dad's 50th, and it was like 30 people at my house.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I watched the game in the living room. And once they lost, I went directly up into my room and didn't come out for the rest of the night. And there was a whole party going down in my house. I was fucking pissed, bro. it was terrible. And then now it comes out they cheated and they made it even worse. Yeah. But that's my number 2. Tanga, what's yours?
Number 2 for me, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Everyone knows I'm a Met fan. Mets, I could go game by game if I wanted to for unfortunate turns of events. But I'm gonna go with personal favorite of mine, the kick. What is the kick, you may ask? The kick is Game 1 of the 2015 World Series. Jacked up. We're hyped up. Literally, Game 1, game didn't start yet. From the time the game didn't start yet to the incident, it's probably like 20 seconds. Harvey's on the mound. He's coming off a very dominant. He's had a great postseason so far. He probably had an ERA under 2. He won every game.
The fucking Dark Knight, man.
The Dark Knight was something else. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm not even gonna get into that. Sign him, somebody.
He said that. You seen that? Sorry to cut you off. He said, I want to play with somebody or some shit like that.
Give the guy a shot. You got to quote Terry Collins. You got
to give me your shot.
My bad for cutting you off, though. I remember stupid Joe Bucket saying, he's swinging at the first pitch. Alcides Escobar is always swinging at the first pitch. Harvey throws, I don't know what he was thinking. He throws a fastball down the middle. Obviously, Alcides Escobar, he swings at the first. He swung. He hits a fly ball, not to the warning track, till like halfway, almost the warning track. Good shot, but it's routine. It's a routine pop fly. Conforto runs to center. Cespedes is under it. Not under it. He's running towards it. I guess there was some kind of miscommunication. Cespedes ends up kicking the ball like that to left field. The ball, and Alcides Escobar is fast. The ball runs all the way to like the foul pole, kind of. Conforto picks it up. Alcides Escobar is already in the dugout.
That's what you get for playing Cespedes in center field.
Yeah, but at the time you had no choice.
Yes.
So
Conforto, no.
Yeah, but Conforto was only a rookie. He never played.
Who was the third center field outfielder?
It was our center fielder usually. Well, we had the Gold Glove center fielder Juan Lagares at the time, and he couldn't hit. He was for defense, so he usually come in the 8th inning.
Who was playing right field?
Grandy.
He could have played center.
He could have played center, but
he's a center fielder. Maybe he was older.
He had no arm.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Cespedes has a hose. So as you all know what happened for the rest of the game. The Mets had a lead in the 9th inning, and then Familia comes in, does his thing, and Mets end up losing the game in 14. Terrell, let's go back to you.
All right. So.
Hold on, Terrell. You're lagging a little bit.
You're lagging up.
You're
better?
lagging a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
So the worst one is definitely pretty typical, but it's like the last 2019 ALCS Altuve home run to lose the series, just based off like how much of a fan I am now compared to when I was younger. Just like like Matt said, the sting of 2017, that was bad, but this one hurt like 5 times worse for some reason. And I think it was solely based on the fact that we were down. We came back, like no one was really actually giving us as much of a shot this last year, I felt like. And then LeMahieu hits that home run to tie it and give us all the false hope cheese, and then just Altuve comes back.
I was going nuts.
Remember, dude, I was shaking the tables. I thought we won the World Series. I was so happy. And
then, bro, me too.
And then Altuve just comes back and cheats and hits the home run, and yeah, that's probably got to be my worst moment as a Yankee fan.
Slider. But for me, honestly, it hurt, but it didn't hurt as much because honestly, after going down 3-1, I was almost like I was halfway out of it.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly. Yeah.
But then we won game 2, and I was like, okay. And then game 6, we were losing the whole game. And when DJ hit the home run and tied up, I was like, holy fucking shit, we're winning this game. And then Tanaka's going out. Tanaka was lining up for game 7. Tanaka's going out and shoving for game 7.
Yeah.
That was my thought right there at that moment after we hit that. We're winning this shit. Tanaka's shoving game 7, and we're going to the World Series, and we're running to wherever the fuck is there. That was
not even that was a bad night for Johnny the Kid. I'll tell you that.
From game
was whacked out.
From game 5 and 6, I was out of it. I was like, all right, this is over, whatever. And then I gained a lot of hope when DJ. I wish DJ never hit that home run, to be honest.
All right,
dude, the false hope cheese.
Matt, let's see what you got.
No, you're next.
Oh, not you. Whichever.
All right, so I'll go. I'm gonna go with Game 5 of 2015 World Series. Harvey another Harvey game. Harvey shoves, comes out. Gives us a walk and a double. It's 2-1. Familia comes in. He's had a job to get the ground ball, get out of the inning, so Familia, he did his job. He gets the ground ball. Ground ball to David Wright. David Wright goes to the first base. Lucas Duda, he sees Hosmer coming home. Duda fires the ball home, and Duda couldn't get bad throw from Duda. Hosmer ties the game, and that was probably, as a fan, because it's like like you said, when LeMahieu hit that home run, you go from here, you go from like here all the way up to here, because I see Duda throwing the ball home, and I'm standing up like, holy shit, we're about to win this game. Because like you said Tanaka was going to shove in game 6 and in game 7. Mets had DeGrom and Syndergaard going 6 and 7. You got to like those chances. So I'm standing up, like my fist is like in the air, getting ready to like go down, I'm like, we won this game. And then I see the ball, I see the ball sail over his head like that, and I'm like, what? And then at that point, the game went 12 innings. I'm watching the game. I'm like, all right, when is this going to happen? Nobody likes to slow down, but nobody likes to slow down, but like. And I was like, it's inevitable. Like, it's going to happen. They're not going to win this game. We're not walking off. The Royals are too good. We gave them the Royals team, if you give them a shot, they're going to beat you. And they're going to beat you bad. And that's exactly – Mets gave the Royals too many shots in that series. They gave the Royals a shot in game 1. They gave the Royals a shot in not game 2. Game 2 is the only game that the Royals legitimately beat the Mets. They gave the Royals a shot in game 1. Game 3 we won. Game 1, 4, and 5. We had leads in the 8th and 9th in all those games, and they blew. That's
what
it.
Do you? A little off topic right here. Don't you think it's wild that the Royals went into the World Series back-to-back years and now they just stink?
The worst team ever.
And that's weird. But I'm gonna go with my last one. My last one. This hit hard. 2012 ALCS Game 1. I'm pretty sure it was extra innings, maybe the 9th inning. Full hit.
I think it was 9. Right. It was late in the game.
Full hit to Jeter's right. He goes over, grabs it, rolls his ankle, breaks it. Right after that, that was like the end of Derek Jeter 4-4.
Yeah.
After 2012, we had 13 and 14. He was all right. The teams were all right, but after 12, that ended that running from 2009 to 12.
Yeah.
Because we won the World Series in 9. 2010, we went to the ALCS. 11 with DS. 12 ALCS. Even though we lost them, but it was right after that, and it sucked seeing my childhood hero basically.
Yeah.
It didn't end his career, but it ended his career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was the end of Jeter. That was the beginning of the end.
All right, so I think this seems like a good spot to end the show.
Yeah.
We a lot more exciting things to come. We have a lot of things planned for this show. We're definitely, like I said last time, we're really excited to be back, and we're really excited to be bringing great content, for our viewerships. Episode 1 went really great. We can't thank you guys enough. You guys came out, you guys showed support, you showed love, you liked and subscribed, you watched the videos. That's really all we thank. That's really all we ask you to do, and we thank you guys for that. So
take the link for the video or the podcast, whatever. Send it to somebody.
Yeah.
Help us out a little bit. Send it to somebody.
Send it to a family member.
Double the audience.
Yeah, exactly. Send it to somebody. Show us some love. We love talking baseball for you guys, and hopefully next episode we'll have Mike back. This has been a great show, guys. So for me, Danny Tanga, Matt Amori.
Hold on. Follow us a little more. Follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, fucking Twitter. Inside the Polls at Inside the Polls. We post almost every day. We try to give you good content, whatever. Every Friday we're gonna be putting up flashback. Every Friday we're gonna be putting up on this date. We're gonna call Flashback Fridays, and we're gonna try to do a couple of things. Maybe soon we start doing maybe voicemails. That would be cool. People will call in. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Try to get you involved.
We have a lot of ideas planned, and we have a lot. We have a lot planned, and it's definitely gonna be good. So we're gonna leave it here. I'm Danny Tanga, for Matt Amori, John Cirillo. Guys, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
See you guys soon.
Later.